Pussy.
Hello and welcome to the 10th round of the Dynamic Knights Esports PS4 Master Tier here in Texas for the United States Grand Prix. My name is Expert, and joining me in the commentary box yet again for tonight's race, please welcome the Smeg. How you going, mate?
It's an absolute pleasure to be here for this next round in the Masters Championship. We are here in the United States at probably North America's premier racetrack, Circuit of the Americas. 5.51 kilometers and 20 turns make up this wonderful racetrack. It's another Tilcadrome, but it's one with a bit of a difference. Throughout Sector 1, it's pretty much a carbon copy of the Maggots and Beckett section in Silverstone. There's some heavy braking zones, particularly at turn 1 and 12, so we've got a couple of hot spots to look at. And also that massive climb from the pit straight all the way up to the top of turn 1 is an astonishing 40 meters. It's a massive climb, but hopefully we'll get a nice good race underway here at COTA.
Yeah, well, it's going to be an exciting race here this afternoon as well, but let's quickly remind you all in the stream who won last round Spanish Grand Prix. 4022 took home the win, 4 racing point ahead of Zach Ryan in the Mercedes AMG Petronas team. He took home 35 points for himself and the team. F1 Amazing Hour came home P3 for Alfa Romeo ahead of X Revolution in P4. This is obviously as well after stewarding penalties as well, so that could be why they're a little bit different from the stream results. And X Revolution came home P4 in the end. Stuart McKenzie P5, P6, Aussie Wizzy Rick, Wogboy in 7th for Williams ahead of the Ferrari of Spilly. Gaming way for P9, and rounding out your top 10 in the Spanish Grand Prix was Romy Alonso.
Yeah, very entertaining Spanish Grand Prix, a very long one as well for us in the commentary box, a very long one indeed. But what does that have to do with the Drivers' Championship? What implication does this race have? Well, it's shortened the gap between Zach Crichton and 4022 to just 40 points. And remember, a race win is 42 points. So let's say Zach doesn't finish and 40 wins this race, he's now in a really solid chance of winning this championship. X Revolution not too far behind on 222 points, with Stuart McKenzie in P4 and 217, the only drivers in the 200s. Spilly in 5th, Aaron L3 F4 in 6th, Plebs in P7, Wogboy P8, F1 Amazing Hour now officially a works driver for Alfa Romeo in P9, and the gaming wafer rounding out the top 10.
So we're going to move on to the constructors standings now. As you can see, Mercedes lead the way at the moment on 454 points with Aaron and Zach Crichton. That little duo there, that's going to be pretty much unstoppable, I reckon, this season. I reckon they've pretty comfortably, to be honest, going to get the constructors championship unless they have a couple of bad rounds, but racing points in P2 at the moment on 360, so they're just under 100 points difference between themselves and the Mercedes team. Red Bull in P3, P4 Alfa Romeo, and rounding out your top 5 halfway down the constructors table is Ferrari on 285 points. This battle though for P3 is definitely not over. As you can see, there's only a couple points, less than 10 points actually separate the Red Bull, Alfa Romeo and Ferrari squad. Then it'll be Williams in P6, Haas in P7, McLaren in 8th, P9 will be Renault, and rounding out your top 10 will be Toro Rosso for your constructors standings. Do you want to read out the multi here, Smeg, or do you want me to?
You can. I don't have it in front of me, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, so that's
if
all right.
you can, that would be very helpful.
So Haas is to get over 14.5 points here this afternoon, less than 60.5 total penalties. Swaggy and Aaron to finish a race, and drivers to only do 1 formation lap, so hopefully they can only do 1 formation lap this afternoon. So it's not a repeat of last week, because I really don't want to be sitting here for 2 hours again around Spain, but we're going to swap it over now to the main screen. As you can see, the drivers are heading out now for their qualifying session. What are going to be some key points here, especially with tyre strategy here, Smeg? What do you reckon all the drivers are going to be starting on?
It's a hard call. Me personally, I would love to start on the medium compound tyre, but the problem is with me in this, I don't like this place at all. It is something that it's a racetrack that I seriously do not like. And I actually don't know the strategy off the top of my head. Is it a medium hard circuit around COTA? I can't quite remember.
Yeah.
I'll
try. I'll get that up for you in 10 seconds. USA, here we go. One stop strategy, softs to mediums or hard. So you should probably start on the soft tyre. So I think I'm trying to remember from the race, the Diamond race, where me and you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a good race, a very good race indeed between us. And then towards the end with the safety car and all the madness that caused as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that does make a fair amount of sense to start on the soft compound tyre, but to run long on the mediums as well to get that track position, it could help out, particularly for someone at the front of the field like 40.22, who sets the first flying lap, which is absolutely obliterated by Aaron. A 1:31.6, so it's currently Mercedes-Benz on pole with F1 Amazing Hour and P2, also on the soft compound tyre.
So 40's dropped down to P3 now for Racing Point, and then it'll be the Cheeseburger. I believe this is his first race. I actually haven't heard of, or actually ever seen him in a master race, so I believe this is his first race here this afternoon. He's jumped up in a P5 for McLaren. Zach Crichton's now up into the top 4 with a 32.5 for Mercedes. Todd in P6. P7 will be Crossy, who's now been pushed back down to P8 because Spilly's jumped up into P7 for Ferrari. See who else is on a lap. It looks like Romeo Alonso's on a lap. He's coming up to the line now. Actually, starting a lap now is Romeo Alonso. So let's ride on board with him as he heads up into turn 1. Very easy to turn in a little bit too early and too late there, especially if you use cockpit cam, because it's very hard to spot the apex if you are running in cockpit cam around the circuit heading to turn 1. But now heading into that section that you said, it's quite like Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel at Silverstone. With that final part though, it's very easy to run it a little bit wide, and you can see he's struggling with the turn-ins a little bit there. He's making a couple of turn-ins in that pink Mercedes car. He heads into the second sector now. He goes. But yeah, it's very easy as well. We need to remember all these, this Master Tier, no assists are available to all these drivers, so it's completely down to who's the pretty much the most skilled driver, I guess you could call it. So there's nothing keeping them on the track. There's no braking line to tell you where to brake. It's all down to how much practice the drivers have been putting in to find those extra millimeters of braking zone and just working out how much they can brake and how deep they can brake in the corners. So we'll have to see how each driver copes with that. But Stuart McKenzie now up in a P4 for Alfa Romeo as well. So currently both Alphas are in the top 5, so they're doing a pretty good job at the moment.
And also, if I remember correctly from the Diamond Championship race, there was a multi in regards to the penalty, the same in regards to penalties, which is the exact same in this race as well. But I actually went out of my way to try and work out how many penalties in terms of overall seconds all of the drivers collected over the Diamond race. And I only saw the top 15. And it was almost 200 seconds.
Yeah, no, that was...
in penalties.
Yeah. I think I was surprised. Oh, Jesus, the voice crack. I was surprised. I only got like 3 seconds, I think. I reckon I got 3 seconds.
15. I was horrible. It's sector 1. I keep just going just a bit too far over on one of the curves, and I just collect warnings all the time.
Yeah.
Through there. Pretty much nowhere else. But through there, yeah, it's just a massive haven for collecting warnings.
Well,
these guys are way better, so I don't expect that between these guys to not have that many.
Do you normally run Racing Line? Just a quick question. Like as
no,
a breaker? No? Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, it's normally that's mainly the thing that I get stuffed up. Normally I use the Racing Line. I don't normally use it for like the lines. Mainly I use it for the braking markers. So that was the main thing that I found different. You actually got to focus a little bit more during the race. You don't... normally I wouldn't put in much practice to races. I feel like the more practice I do, the worse I drive during the Grand Prix. But for this, I actually have to put in, like Diamond and stuff, I actually have to put in a little bit of practice just so I can find those braking points and also search for markers to use, because obviously you can't use the Racing Line that just tells you and it updates for you every time. If you make a mistake at the previous corner, the Racing Line will automatically adjust. It's a dynamic racing line, so it will adjust and it will make you brake a little bit later for the end of the straight or for the next corner because you have stuffed up that previous corner. So that's completely different in this, where there's absolutely no racing line and no assists that are keeping these drivers on the track. But it looks like Aaron is now coming out of the pits for his second lap, so it was amazing how 40 and McKenzie is into the pits. So everyone looks like they're going to be starting on the soft compound of tyre.
Yeah, it seems like that at the moment. A couple of drivers on the mediums, but they're just more or less warm-up laps at this stage, just trying to get their eye in. And already a couple of drivers just invalidating their lap times. I'm just seeing red up and down the leaderboard at the moment. Ooh. But yeah, I don't think I ever used Racing Line in this game, I think. so I never really got to experience it. But yeah, you're completely right. You have to, when you make a mistake, it's up to your own intuition to try and get yourself out of it. And sometimes at a circuit like this, where you got, particularly in the first sector, where it's such a quick succession of corners, if you stuff up one, you stuff up pretty much the entire first sector. So yeah, without racing line, particularly at a circuit like this, is incredibly difficult. But I'm sure these guys have got buckets of skill to try and counter that.
So we have our first race prediction. We have the Banana race prediction in already. So he reckons, I'm assuming this is for qualifying Banana. He reckons Toddy's going to go pole ahead of Aaron and okay, I can't remember how we clarified this. What was it? Zozo?
Zozo.
Yeah, it's Zozo. I reckon that's it. Yeah, we'll go with Zozo.
I don't know how Banana does it, but yeah, it's something like that.
Okay. I'm going to get so much shit in the chat now, but anyway. Alcatraz, so Toddy has done no practice. Okay, so Alcatraz does not reckon Toddy's going pole position, so he hasn't put a lot of faith in the... what car is Toddy in? I've completely forgot. The Haas. So he's not got any faith in him. Toddy went back to TRS green and blue. Okay. We'll start reading the chat now. We'll focus on qualifying. That might be a better idea.
At the moment, not a great deal has developed. More or less, these guys have just sort of sent more or less bankers just feeling the car around the circuit. That's a bit better. A 31.4 from F1 Amazing Hour. He moves himself to pole position for now. But still plenty of time left in the session for these guys to set some lap time.
Sorry, it says Banana race prediction. I didn't realise it said race prediction. I thought I didn't actually see the race part. Okay, what's your qualifying prediction, Banana? Tell us that. Who do you reckon's getting pole? So he reckons Toddy's going to win the race ahead of Aaron and then Zozo. So
Todson needs up his qualifying. That he's in 12th at the moment. So
yeah.
He's very much buried in the middle of the mid-pack at the moment.
Yeah, he's currently in P12 at the moment on 33.6, so he's got around nearly 3 seconds he's got to make up.
Yeah, a lot of time. It's quite spread out, I have to say, in comparison to previous events.
Yeah, it is, but obviously, so we just witnessed their Amazing Hour giving his teammate a nice toe down the back straight heading into turn 12, so Amazing Hour in that 25 Alfa Romeo car finally, has now given his teammate a toe, so we could potentially see a good lap here from Mackenzie. Is Amazing Hour, I believe, is on an out lap? I'm not too sure.
In lap, I believe.
Okay.
I just noticed with Stuart McKenzie going through Sector 2, that was purple, but the game often lies to me in regards to purple sectors, so we'll have to wait and see. He comes into the final corner that has that blinding sun.
Pole.
And there we go.
Just faster than his teammate. So he's currently in Alfa Romeo 1-2 at the moment, so those two working together managed to get themselves onto the front row of the grid. We'll have to see if that continues. We might see a couple more teams now giving each other some toes later on this Grand Prix. Well, sorry, not this Grand Prix, this qualifying session. This is why I let you take over comms, mate. Because I just say some weird shit at times.
Well, in your fairness, you've had to do a Formula 2 race just before this.
Yeah,
so,
but I had Texan helping me.
You've already done an hour of this.
I had Texan helping me, so it made it a little bit easier. But he's actually given us a prediction now. So Banana reckons 40 for pole, and then Texas reckons Stuart Mack for front row.
Okay, well, he's got that bit right so far. Currently in P1, but again, when the track conditions evolve, I'm sure these times will start to topple. 40, I believe, is beginning of flying lap. Zach has invalidated his, so he's not of too much concern.
So Bernard's actually been the only one that's found it so far. People in chat will know what I'm talking about. He's the only... I've pulled it up like 3 or 4 times already in the stream, and Bothod's only just seen it then, so... Banana. Open your eyes, mate. Anyway, sorry, Smeg.
I'm just watching 40.
Yeah, we got that on stream.
Oh my word, that was sideways.
Yeah, Jesus, he nearly did a Vettel there, but fortunately the Racing Point is a little bit more stronger built than the Ferrari. In the 2019...
he's getting away from his teammate. Have a look at this. That's Romy Alonso in front.
I don't think he was really close enough though to get the best of toes, but
no, but it's still enough. Oh, okay. And 40's just bailed out of the lap. He's going to try and set another. Let's see. Still 3 drivers yet to set a lap time at the moment. El Tonki, Big Chichu is filling in, and Rudy.
There's still an Alfa Romeo 1-2 at the moment, sorry. Alfa Romeo 1-2 at the moment. They currently lead the way. Then it'll be Aaron in P3 at the moment on 31.6. So he's got 0.2 of a second he's got to try and find to take one of those Alfa Romeos off the front row of the grid. Aaron L304 in P4 at the moment, so he's currently in a Mercedes sandwich of Aaron and Zach Crichton. Then it will be the other racing point of Romy Alonso on P6. So the 4 Mercedes cars are actually doing a pretty good job at the moment. Then you've got the 2 Alfa Romeos in P1 and 2. Then there will be the 2 McLarens in P7 and P8. Then it'll be the Ferrari, I believe. Is Tal Ferrari or Alfa? Ferrari, I think. Yes, he is. Ferrari. That's right, because the 2 Alphas are on the front row, so that makes no sense. Tal in P9. Then it'll be the Gaming Wafer in P10. Dr. Dre's retired from P12, so he doesn't think he's going to go any quicker.
He's crashed. I think he's crashed.
What car's he in?
Pit entry.
Okay, so we're on board with Gaming Wafer here. He's about to cross that area. So he's lost his right wheel, so that's actually in a really weird spot there. So I think he's run into someone. I think that'd be what's happened. I think he's run into someone and he's just I'm not too sure who's around that area. Was it his teammate? His teammate of the McLaren, maybe. You can see them heading through the second sector. I think it was one of them, but we'll have to see what the stewards think of it because nothing's popped up on our screens at the moment in game. So.
And I'm just looking in the incidents list. It comes up with a terminal damage prompt for Dr. Dre, but nothing else that sort of surrounds it at the moment. There's no warnings for collisions or anything like that, so he may have just lost it by himself. Not completely sure. Hopefully he'll fill us in on what happened.
Bodhod, do you want to get banned? Jesus Christ. Now he retracts the message. There you go. I saw it. Sorry, continue.
So Tonki will finally set on lap time, goes 17 fastest with a 34.2. And Rudy, does Rudy have a qualifying ban that I'm not aware of?
I will confirm for you in a second. Give me 10 seconds and I'll confirm that for you. So this is Master, isn't it? So I need to go to Master Race Report. Okay, and where's the end of report? Okay, so that's an NF. Crashing. So you continue and I'll give it to you in a sec. Sorry, I'm just trying to read through it. Okay, so Swaggy should have a qualifying ban. Is Swaggy racing?
Yes, he's in P4 at the moment. Oh, I have had that stuff on the others too.
Okay, so Swaggy will receive 1 penalty point, which is a qualifying ban plus 3 penalty points for deliberately causing a safety car in VSC. Swaggy will also receive 1 written warning and whatnot. So, and he's also since Swaggy has surpassed 6 penalty points, he will also receive a qualifying ban for the race afterwards. So, it's unfortunate for himself. So that actually looks, I think that's it. That's the only penalty he's handed out by the looks of it.
Yeah, and Papa has just confirmed that with Masters, Swaggy with the USA and Mexico qualifying ban as F1 amazing out. A 1 minute 30.987. Okay, he just obliterates
well, we know who's on pole.
Half a second.
So we know who's on pole. Still McKenzie is on a lap as well, so I think Amazing Out will give his teammate a toe here down the back straight, most likely. There's 5 seconds remaining in the session as well. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just, when I was trying to find that report, I just looked up and I noticed Mackenzie was giving Amazing Hour a toe down the back straightaway in the second sector. And yeah, just big gains at the moment for the Alpha Boys. They are working superbly well.
Yeah, as you can see now, Mackenzie's getting a very nice toe from the man that's currently on pole position. This will be helping him massively down this back straight. He probably could have gotten a little bit closer, to be honest. It might have helped him a little bit more, but I'm not too sure. I have to see if Mackenzie is up on his time, though, as he heads into the final sector. He's actually 10th down at the moment as Mackenzie, so it's not looking too good for him at the moment. Swaggy's only managed P4, but he has a really big question mark next to his name at the moment, I'll be honest. So, Swaggy has finished his session. Romeo Alonso has as well in P7. So he's going to have to settle for the 6th row. Sorry, not the 6th row, the 3rd row? 4th row, sorry. 4th row of the grid. So, Mackenzie now heads through the final complex corners. Final corner, he now heads. Will he improve on his time? Comes up to the line. He does just, but unfortunately it's not enough to go up to pole position.
Zach's made a mistake. Zach was on a flying lap. He was on a big charge. He was up by 0.7 of a second in the 2nd sector. He's had a big moment at the 2nd to last corner.
So we're going to go back to Aaron though. We're going to go back to Aaron. Tao's actually got himself up in a P4 here for Ferrari. And their gaming rate takes that away from him, up into P4 now for Toro Rosso. So a lot of the drivers are really finding some pace here in these dying stages of the session. Aaron coming through the final corner now. Is he up on his time? I unfortunately didn't get to see the delta on the right hand side of his screen. Opens DRS now. Does he improve? He goes to P3 in the end there for the Mercedes driver. So congratulations to him. So Zach Crichton, big talking point there. A championship leader out of the top 8, I believe, in the end. So I actually think top 10 even, potentially. Where is he at the moment? Top 8. So he's in 8th at the moment. 1.2 seconds slower. So, yeah, not too sure. Poor Zozo, exactly banana.
Yeah, he was on for a mega lap. He was up by about 0.7 of a second in the 2nd sector. And at that sort of pace, he would have easily jumped up to the top sort of 3rd and 4th positions. But what a great piece of teamwork from F1 Amazing Hour and Stuart McKenzie, giving us an Alfa Romeo 1-2. Aaron in P3, 40 P4, Gaming Way for P5, Tao P6, Swaggy, question mark P7, Zach Prime P8, Romeo Alonso P9, and the Cheeseburger rounding out the top 10. And all of them will be starting on the softs as well. That's if it's not raining. It might rain.
Well, we haven't had any confirmation from anyone in the chat, so amazing hour. Congratulations there. I see you in the chat now. So, actually, no, it is dry, so never mind. We've just seen that on our screens now, and it looks like it's pretty clear in the sky. So we'll be back with you shortly. We're going to let the drivers do their final little touch-ups on their setup, and we'll be back shortly for the US Grand Prix. So as you can see now, the drivers are beginning their formation lap. Alfa Romeo doing a really good job there in that qualifying session, getting both their cars on the front row of the grid. So that's a really good, impressive job there from the Alfa Romeo team.
Indeed, and superb performance from both of them, working well, really well together. And also, if you notice with the tyre selection, it's almost an even split between soft and medium runners. And almost right down the middle. From 11th all the way down to 19th, it's mediums, except Big Chich in the Red Bull. He's on the soft compound tyre, so drivers eagerly avoiding the hard tyre. They don't want to use it. So the guys from 10th all the way down to 19th just planning and hoping that the race is going to go long. But plenty of green flag racing before we hit a safety. I think I saw an end plate come off there.
Oh, so you can't get damage on the formation lap, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wonder what I saw then. I saw something just fly across the circuit up a hairpin. Very strange.
So we need to point out as well, hopefully Alcatraz can confirm this in the chat for us. What happens with Swaggy? Does he get disqualified from the race? Because I'm just going to take you back to the multi here, real quick, if I may. Oh, now we're going to scroll through all this. Here we go. So Swaggy and Aaron have finished the race. So if Swaggy gets disqualified, he'll serve them at Mexico and Monaco. Okay, so he will not be disqualified from the Grand Prix then.
You're just going to move him over.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's interesting.
That's a unique way of doing it. I suppose it's more punishing with a qualifying ban at Monaco.
If he does it.
That's the last place. That's the last place you want to queue there. Really. Track position is very much king around this place. Oh, Rossi? What on earth are you doing? He's had a little moment.
So we have a little prediction here from Robert Jamieson. Jamieson, I think I say so. Zach to go hard into turn 1 and be top 3 into turn 2. Interesting call, considering he's P8. We'll have to see. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. But we're waiting for the light sequence to begin now. I'll let you take over, Smeg.
Alrighty then. So, the drivers are now lining up back into their respective grid slots. 28 laps here in front of us here at Circuit of the Americas.
Apologise for the camera view.
Apparently we have 5
Yeah, there we go. This has happened for the last 3 weeks.
For goodness sake. And it's apparently lights out and away we go. And it seems that Amazing Hour has got a shocking start and contact potentially with his teammate. Oh, and here we go into the mess of turn 1. It's an absolute car park going through there. But, and a Haas. I think that was Tolster had a massive moment coming out of turn 1. And through the S's they go. Oh my goodness me. Some of them going side by side through this place. That is absolutely suicide. But everyone gets through. I am really pleased and amazed, actually. I'm glad to see everyone's got through. No safety car, and it doesn't appear to be any damage as well. And it seems that Zach has taken quite the conservative route. He's only up 2 positions. Scratch that. He's now up 3 positions, potentially, into P5. No, Swaggy holds it around the outside. Yeah, so, F1 Amazing Hour. Just down at the start.
Something I picked up on there as well. Aaron actually cut the corner to get ahead of Amazing Hour there, so he could be in a little bit of strife, actually. So they were going side by side heading into the S's, and then he actually cut the corner to get ahead of the Alfa Romeo driver. So he could be in a little bit of trouble here, could Aaron? We'll have to see what the stewards think of it.
I did not see that. Okay, yeah, I think he would be.
He went all 4 wheels on the entry or the Apex aprons. So.
Well, he seemed to have gotten a warning from somewhere. He's already got one next to his name.
That would be it.
So, yeah. But you'd think you'd get illegal overtake from.
You would think a lot of things in this game.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Stuart McKenzie completes the first lap of the American Grand Prix here at COTA with Aaron right in behind. Under half a second, 3/10 of a second rather, to Stuart McKenzie. F1 Amazing Hour down 2 positions in P4 of 40, one of the championship contenders in P4. Zach Crichton P5, Swaggy P6, very lazy tail P7, Ronnie Alonso P8, Gaming Wafer P9, and Podster rounds out the top 10. Medium runners haven't made any sort of big gains, it seems, except for Podster up 3 positions. Big Chich. Oh, and an accident! Then that is Podster being spun round by Chich. Oh, dearie me. And Chich has got damaged as well.
He got turned, did he?
No. Oh, and contact between Chich and El Tonki at the hairpin as well. Oh, but poor Todster, really. Sorry, Banana, that goes your prediction out the window, unfortunately.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you here. Pledge is actually trying to make a move now, and Crossy heading into turn 12. He wasn't able to do it, so both the Renaults haven't had the best of the start, or qualifying positions, actually. We didn't put this out there. Both up positions at the moment, but unfortunately, it just hasn't been the best of starts from him, and that's a Williams there going side by side with Spilly. That's Wogboy down the inside, heading into the double left-hander, and he gets the move done up now into P12. Dr. Dre will be the next suspect of the Williams behind.
Yeah, Zach Crichton already 3 seconds next to his name. I think that's the first penalty we've seen. Oh, and someone spun. It's Dr. Dre. That's the same spot where he crashed. Interestingly enough, as drivers are storming into the pit lane to get their front wing changed, I imagine.
Both Red Bulls are going to have to double stack here. Because Chich is in the pits for a front wing change, and Dre will be coming into the pits for a front wing change. So just quickly clarify, because we didn't get it on stream, did Toddy get spun by Chich?
I only saw sort of the mid part of it, so I won't say quite just yet, but from the brief moment that I've seen, that does seem to be the case. I don't think Todster lost it by himself, and Big Chich was collateral damage. I think Chich might have turned him. But again, that I've only saw a brief moment in that, so I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be clarified post-race between the drivers, as we've got a very nice top 4 battle being produced here. Mackenzie, Aaron, amazing Aaron. Ooh.
Zach Crichton and Swaggy. Zach just went off the track there, so I'm not too sure if he dive bombed Swaggy, but he's now up into P5. Will Swaggy try and fight it back? No, he doesn't. So he actually runs really wide. That is Zach. So Swaggy's going to get a very nice run on the exit of that double left-hander. Now heading to this long right-hander where you really just do not want to be following another car. It's just super understeery. But now it looks like, I'm not too sure. Did Zach, I think Zach made a move for P5 there.
I'm just trying to see if he's got damage, because yeah, that car looks horrible at the moment. Zach Crichton's. It looks understeery, very understeery.
Oh, Cheeseburger, safety car. Safety car in this Grand Prix.
He's crashed.
It's a Cheeseburger.
He's had an accident. There he is. How on earth did you end up there? How? What kind of laws of physics did you have to break in order to end up there? That's an extraordinary... Oh, Chich, drive through. Speeding on the safety car.
Oh God,
brought out many drivers.
Alright.
Oh, but
40 making moves. 40's up into P4 now, so he hasn't gained or any or lost position, so he's not really making moves at the moment, Alcatraz. I don't know what you're talking about.
well, at the moment, he's hanging around with the top 3, which is exactly what he needed to do from the start. I mean, if this race continued under green flag racing, this battle here would have been a nice one to watch, but now the field's effectively been reset. And I'm quite interested to see what the drivers do. Would they just put on maybe a set of softs, run until they run out, just chuck on another set of mediums, or maybe they can gamble and go hards all the way? And another drive-through for Chich, speeding on the safety car. He's got 2 of those.
So I'm not too sure. Yeah, he's got 2 drive-throughs he has to serve now, so... Yeah, Chich is doing a really good job for Red Bull. He could be potentially going to the same boat as Gasly.
Wait a minute. It's going to be an Alpha double stack.
Oh.
They're first and third.
Well, Mackenzie's going to have priority, so what do? And, they both stay out.
Oh, wait a minute. They stay out? That's a free pit stop, fella.
Well, they must know something that we don't know.
Yeah. What?
Because both the Alphas have stayed out. And it was definitely intentional as well. And unfortunately for Zach Crichton there, he's been going to be having a pretty slow pit stop there because Aaron just exited the pits, or his pit box as he entered it, so...
They're all chucking on mediums as well, so maybe it's going to be a medium stint for these, or maybe medium softs as well, to have that soft tyre right at the end when the fuel is at its lowest. So, a few different strategies coming up. Spilly onto the hards, a Tonki on the hards from his pit stop from earlier. Ew, Alphas? What kind of...
Well, Alcatraz is genuinely shocked, I guess you could put it as. I don't know, maybe they know something we don't know. That's the only thing I can think. Maybe they don't think the mediums can get to the end yet. Mediums can last to the end. So Alcatraz reckons the mediums can get to the end, but what do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, that's a lot of running that they have to do. I mean, maybe they would, but I think just boxing in for maybe another set of softs, or maybe a set of mediums, would be way faster than 20 lap-old mediums. They're going to be so dead by the end of this.
Oh, I think the medium runners will be hoping for, the drivers that another safety car or a couple of virtuals, just so they can cool the tyres down and just not wear them at all, is what they'll be hoping for.
Like Spilly and El Tonki are on the hard compound, so I was saying with Dr. Dre and Wafer.
Did they just box for them?
I think Spilly did. El Tonki and Wafer pitted the lap before because they had wing damage. So.
Yeah.
And Dr. Dre, I think he was the same, but just a bit earlier. So, but yeah, interesting strat from the Alphas because they've effectively thrown away pit stop, a free pit stop, really.
Yeah, well, you never know. It could be a free pit stop, but it could definitely come back to them. You never know. Obviously,
that's very true.
You just have to see. So, I mean, they're only on lap 5 of 28. We need to remember that. So, it's going to be a really hard stint to get the mediums 20 laps, but we'll see. Unless they're all going for 2 stops. That's all I can be thinking. But if I was going for a 2-stop, I would personally go to the softs again. If I were them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll go to the softs again and then go to the mediums. But we'll have to.
Mediums. Yeah. I would have done the same thing. But
actually, I understand. If you're able to go to mediums, they have a bit more strategy. I actually understand why. If you go to mediums, then you can hopefully bank on another few safety cars and you potentially go to the end. But then if you go to softs, you 100% have to make another pit stop. So, yeah,
you have to. Yeah.
There's pros and cons of doing each.
But also, just another interesting note, all of the medium runners, well, at least the majority of the medium runners from the start have stayed out. So Wogboy, Crossy, Plebs and Rudy are all on medium compound tyres from the start of this race. So obviously they couldn't really come in because I guess switching onto the hards would pretty much be a death sentence for them. I mean, I get Spelly being so far down, taking that gamble, you never know what's going to happen. Yeah. These 4 staying out. Same with making Alan McKenzie, okay. See how it works out for him.
So, Curving, rather, reckons, yep, and I think with those cars in between, these Alphas are going to bolt. Okay, so he reckons the Alfa Romeos are just going to bolt from the 2 Williams behind. So it's actually an Alfa Romeo 1-2, Williams 3-4, and a Renault 5-6. So currently those 3 teams have all decided to stay out. So yeah, we'll have to see what they all choose to do, I guess.
We'll have to wait and see. There's a few bunches up, ready to get back on the green flag racing. So we got a whole heap of strategies going on at the same time. It'll be very interesting to see how it all forms together right at the end of this race. Naka is now bunching up the field. When's he going to bolt? He's got it chucked up into hot lap mode as well. So when he bolts, he's really going to bolt. And there he goes. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, we're back under green flag racing here at Kota, and Alonso 3 seconds becoming a corner and receiving too many units. That just slowed down for a second.
Yeah. They head through turn 1 now. Go the race leaders. It's still Alfa Romeo 1-2, Wogboy, Crossy, MP3 and 4 for Williams. Aaron's actually now got ahead of Toes Rudy. So Toes Rudy's boxed, has he? Or has he had a mistake? I think he's had an accident. So Toes Rudy.
So that explains the sector 3.
Yeah,
yellow
so
flags. I was trying to work out where that was, but yeah, there we go.
And in frustration, he's just got another 3-second penalty. So Aaron is now all over the back of Plebs as they now head into the hairpin. It looks like Aaron's going to go down the inside. Will he get it done? He does. Plebs tries to squeeze him, but he's actually hurt himself more. So now 40's going to get the job done on the Renault pretty comfortably, I think. I don't really like this camera angle. But anyway, we'll continue on.
Renault's keeping up. They're doing well, but yeah, 40 with the inside line. Whatnot that
so Swaggy just made contact there with Plebs. He went way too deep into the corner and hit the rear left tyre of that Renault. So I think he could potentially have a bit of damage here. Because Swaggy's going to go down the inside. He's run into Plebs. So Swaggy's punting everyone at the moment.
Bit of argy-bargy going through there.
Plebs is gone!
And spins! There he goes. He's lucky not to collect anyone else.
Oh, look how far he's gone.
And look at how does the car end up there? I mean,
I think he may have gotten hit. I feel like he's gotten hit by someone.
Oh my word. Oh my goodness me. Contact to the long right-handers of 16, 17 and 18. Yeah, now it's Renault 16th and 17th. Last 2 places.
Yeah, that lasted a lap.
Oh dearie me, it's not a good day for Renault.
Well, it's never really a good day for Plebs. He unfortunately just doesn't get much luck in this league, I'll be honest. But we'll continue on.
Yeah.
So on Alfa Romeo 1-2.
Be pretty vocal.
Yeah. Crossy's actually dropped a few positions here. He's down to P6 now as the Williams driver. So now Aaron is all over the back of Wogboy. He may even try and get a move done here. He will have... No, she won't have DRS. Next lap, it will be available to the drivers. So he's not going to be close enough this time around as they head into turn 12 to make a move. And he's going to have to sit behind that Williams for one extra lap. But the two Alfa Romeos have not bolted as of yet. As who was that predicted that? I completely forgot. Banana. And Curving.
Yeah, it's Curving, I think. So that, yeah, they haven't bolted at all. And considering that Wogboy is on similar age tyres, but on the mediums, they still haven't bolted away. Yeah, these softs are starting to switch off already. These mediums are starting to switch on.
Oh, Mackenzie box.
Is Mackenzie? Okay. But how many laps was that? 1, 2 laps? It had to be.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm not too sure what the plan is here for the Alfa Romeo
And he's going to be right at the back.
I guess he has fresh air, so he won't be really following anyone, to be honest, but we'll have to see. It could completely play into their hands, you never know, but I'm assuming now that he is pit, Amazing Al will be boxing this lap. Obviously, Mackenzie will have priority, as he was the first driver. But
okay, I'm just trying to work out that strategy, but it doesn't really seem to work. But okay, we'll see how it pans out for them.
No, Banana, I'm not doing that.
Oh, okay. So, F1 Amazing Al leads by 0.8 of a second to Wogboy, and Wogboy is seriously under attack from Aaron. Aaron, a nice clean move into the braking zone of 12, and 40 sends it down the inside. A very nice move indeed, but Wogboy fights back coming into turn 13, but can't. With 40 in the inside line, with fresher tyres, there's not much that Wogboy can do. Ooh, Alonso and Crossy are also having a bit of a scuffle into turn 15. Side by side, they are into turn 16, 17 and 18. Oh, this could be messy, but no, they resolve it well. Romy Alonso now in 7th place. As Amazing Hour, is he boxing? Yep, there he goes.
So there you go. Alcatraz is genuinely stunned. Banana Cake's genuinely stunned. Curving Texas, I don't know if he's stunned.
This has to be one of those magical strategies that we just haven't worked out yet for Alpha. I don't know.
Yeah.
I am so bemused by it. I just don't know.
Tool has now got a 3-second penalty.
As holy the driver was just
and Wogboys. So the Ferrari of Very Lazy Towel has got himself a 3-second penalty, and both of the Williams cars have got themselves penalties within a space of 5 seconds. So yeah, that's not ideal for them.
Got a nice battle for the lead. 40 and Aaron. 40 with the DRS. He's chucked him into none. He's just trying to save up a little bit. Plan out his attack as Tal makes a move, I believe, on Crossy.
There you go, Alcatraz.
Very nice. Left 3 seconds. Yeah, it's all starting to pile on now for some of these drivers. Poor clubs. The game rubbing extra salt into the wound by giving him more penalties.
And Tyler's Rudy's got ahead of El Tonki as well, and I think El Tonki's also lost a spot to Amazing Hour now.
Someone spun. Crossy. He's spun at turn 15, dearie me. He's now dropping down into 12th place. Potentially even more places now. Oh, and Crossy loses the back end of it. Oh, does he keep it out of the wall? I think he does too. Oh, but then he crashes into the wall. Okay.
So Amazing has lost a lot of time here to his teammate. 2 seconds. And you can see the gap there between himself and his teammate now. So there's still that yellow flag of in sector 3. I think that's still just, what's his name, Crossy.
Yeah, it just shows how powerful the undercut is around this place, I guess. Yeah, they were neck and neck, or more or less neck and neck, when the pit stops happened, and yeah, Mackenzie, 2.5 seconds to his own teammate, and there's Wafer, 3 seconds now to his name. Plev's another 3 seconds. Oh, good. Give the guy a break, Codemasters.
Crossy's
Crossy
gone.
has retired in the pit, like, oh.
So
You
he's
get
given up.
points for finishing, fellas.
That was the whole point in adding points to everybody.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, that's right.
it's up to them in the end.
Always plebs. He's had a moment. Deary me.
So now him and Todd are going to be battling for P15 this afternoon. I'm not too sure. Do you know if there's a points thing in the Discord server? Like it tells you how many points everyone gets? For what position?
For each position.
Yeah.
I know them off by heart, so which one do you want to know?
P15.
P15 is 6 points.
Because Toddy and Plebs are now battling for it. I think they've started their own little battle. Plebs down the inside now. Heading into turn 12, and the harsh driver of Tots is trying to hang it there. I think these two are just mucking around at the moment. They're trying to go side by side everywhere, to be honest. And the harsh driver got the move back done. Oh, Plebs trying to go back down the inside. Yeah, I think these guys are just mucking around at the moment. But we'll go back through your order real quick. Remind you of your top 10. Aaron L304 leads away at the moment ahead of 4022 MP2 for Racing Point, or the Pink Mercedes team. Zach Crine in P3, Swaggy P4, P5 will be the Williams of Wogboy ahead of Romy Alonso in P6. P7 will be the Ferrari of Very Lazy Tool in ahead of his teammate Spilly. Gaming Wafer in P9, and running at your top 10 will be our provisional race leader of Stuart McKenzie, and then P11 will be Dr. Dre, separating our provisional P2 man of F1 Amazing Hour.
It seems these Alfa Romeos are on a big charge at the moment, as you'd expect, on supremely fresher tyres. And Mackenzie, oh, that's a simple move, a very simple move for Macca down the inside of the Gaming Wafer. I think F1 Amazing Hour is just going to make a very nice clean move down the back straightaway, move himself into P11. Oh, Todster. He's had an accident in the S's right at the end of it. Oh dear. Broken front wing. Not a good day, but he needs to keep going as... Oh, okay. It was just a brief glitch in the leaderboards, because it briefly showed me 40 at P1 then. Getting me a little bit.
So 40's now within DRS range, but he's not using it. It's a little bit confusing, but anyway.
Hey, he's been in it for a little while, but he just hasn't quite had the straight line speed to challenge the Mercedes of Aaron at the moment. I'm wondering if he's just trying to play the long game with Aaron. He did a similar thing with Zach in Spain, and he ended up coming out on top. So I just wonder, I'm just going to... No, Aaron's on higher ERS in comparison to 40. So 40, comparatively speaking, is pushing harder. Swagger gets 3 seconds, so maybe Aaron's just got really good pace around here at the moment. See, down the back straight away. Both of them in hot lap mode. Very interesting. They're pushing hard. They're pushing very hard. Neither of them really conserving. So 310, I didn't get to catch how quick 40 was going. As Plebs now gets another 3-second time penalty, dearie me. That 60-second multi is definitely going to be broken. That multi is definitely not going to hit at this rate. We're not even at the halfway mark of this race.
Yeah, so we are on lap 13, so we are not halfway at the moment, so...
Yeah, it's just... It seems that both drivers are pushing relatively hard to try and... Like with 40 try and overtake an Aaron to hold position. Zach and Swaggy are at the moment keeping up with them, hovering around 2.5 seconds as Tal and Todster get 3-second time. And just collecting them at the moment. Yeah, 40 hasn't made any massive inroads on Aaron, even with the DRS.
So Zach's up in a P3 now as well. El Tonki gone!
Oh, El Tonki. Yep. That is the same place where Dr. Dre had an accident.
He's pretty much in the exact same spot as well.
Pretty much.
And Matt's pitting, so Plebs is pitting.
Yep. No safety car. Interesting. Very interesting.
Well, he had to pit anyway because he did start on mediums. He's on 13 lap old mediums at the moment as Plebs, so.
Yeah, he pretty much had to make a stop. But just with the car in a position like that, as I was saying before, 40 wasn't making any moves on Aaron. Well, he is now coming into turn 12. Aaron having to go defensive. That's the first time I've had to see him do that into a heavy braking zone. So 40 is deciding to turn up the wick a little bit, try and challenge the silver arrows of Aaron L3F4. But still, they're not pulling away from Zach and Swaggy. They're still hovering around 2.5 seconds. So these two don't quite have exceptional pace. They just have enough to hold off the rest of the pack at the moment. Coming into the final corner once again. The DRS open. Into hot lap mode. No, he's nowhere near close enough, so Aaron must have just made a mistake. What do you need?
Aaron's struggling at the moment, I think.
As sector 2, yellow flags. I think that is plebs. It is plebs. He is slowing down a lot. He's going to try and let Todster catch up, I think. So they can have a bit more of a scuffle. So that way they're not bored out of their minds, I guess.
These two also battling for the lead of the Grand Prix. They're on the exact same wear as well, or like tyre age. So it'll be down to who can manage the tyres the best as well. So we're assuming they're going to be doing a 2-stop in this Grand Prix. That's what we've tried to work out. Because if you do the math sums, it's not going to get, the tyres aren't getting to the end.
I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't think so. Again, Aaron defensive into 12. And Swaggy makes a move on Zach in the background. I just thought that. With the DRS, he swings by Zach Crichton into turn 12 and he moves himself up into P3. That's going to have a big question mark, not just because it's qualifying ban, but also the contact that he had with Pledge through turn 16. It'll be very, very interesting scenes in the Discord afterwards. And also, just with the Alfa Romeos, they're now in 8th and 9th. So they are moving their way back up the field. They're still working together, pretty close together. F1 Amazing Hours close the gap to 1.2 seconds between the two teammates. So don't discount the Alphas quite just yet. We'll have to see how their strategy actually pans out. As 40.
Aaron's been overtaken. Yeah.
There we go. He's done it. Into turn 1. So, what does 40 do now? He's now finally got past him. He's used a lot of ERS to try and do it as well, on 16%. As Ronnie Alonso, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Sector 3 yellow flag, that must be... Oh no, it was Rudy. That was that, not to worry. Let's see what Aaron does. Does he just sit in behind, or will he counter-attack?
Up and overtake.
It seems like he's counter-attacking. He's sucked it into hot lap mode.
Hot lap down overtake, so he's going to go to the inside line. Now is Aaron. Will he get it done? He's going to get it done pretty easily. So I don't think 40's going to put up too much. He didn't put up too much of a fight, actually, there. Did the Racing Point or the pink Mercedes driver. So, yeah, he's back down to P2, and we have another change for the lead of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's just 40 having no resources to play with. He's now up to 20% ERS, but when he was on the back straightaway, he was on 10. So he had to spend quite a bit to try and get past the silver arrows, but he didn't have enough to try and pull away. As Aaron gets 3 seconds, and Zach gets another 3 seconds, and I think I saw Swaggy as well get that as well. That's going to play a big part in this. How this all going to... Oh, and Maka! 3 seconds now. I think that's his first 3 seconds, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, I believe it is. Another yellow flag in sector 2. Toddy's gone.
He's crashed.
He's made contact with Plebs 100%. I know that for a fact.
Where's that? That's a virtual. Nice.
Virtual. That's not too bad. It'll calm the drivers down a bit. They can save a little bit of ERS and a little bit of ERS and fuel if they are down on it, and try and get some back for later on in the Grand Prix.
And Aaron's gone into AI mode, no doubting, just checking the warnings and whatnot.
Pledge has stopped on check.
That was very...
Alright, so yeah, Plev's definitely getting the Delta glitches. He just stopped on track. But anyway, they're continuing on now. The driver's virtual safety car has now ended. So it is back to green flag racing.
Let's see. Seems that battles for P3 and P1 are the only ones going on at the moment. As I think the one between Maka and Amazing Hour isn't really much of a battle. They're just going to work together to try and catch up to the very lazy tail. I think it's caught up to Romy Alonso, so that might be another one to look at as the race progresses. But Aaron has had a superb restart on the virtual safety car. He has pulled out 1.4 seconds to the pink Mercedes of 40, and that's critical because I think even with the DRS, 40 was struggling to keep up with Aaron in certain sections. I think now with him out of the DRS range, I think Aaron's just going to pull away now. He has to drive it up to 1.5, so he's gained it 10. Oh, as 40 has a moment. Expect to see it as well.
So 40's lost out massively from that VSC.
Yeah, he just didn't negotiate it very well, I guess.
It's either that or he got the glitch. Like everybody else does. Very high chance of that happening, but there's 10 laps remaining in the Grand Prix as well, we should point out.
As Lazy Tail, another 3 seconds. I better keep tabs on this, particularly when the race closes with the top 4 drivers. As I've also, as Zach makes a move on Swaggy down the inside into turn 12. Very simple, easy move from Zach, nothing flashy. It's using the DRS and moving on by. Wogboy is still out there on 17 lap old medium, so okay.
So Wafer and Spilly also swapping positions here. This is the battle of P10, I believe. So the Toro Rosso driver now up into the top 10. I was about to say points, but everyone gets points in this. So now the Ferrari's been pushed back down to P11. We've also had 5 retirements in the Grand Prix.
And there goes Wogboy finally into the pit. So 17 laps, what Wogboy has done, well 18 actually, he has done on the medium tyre. So he's going to be trying to do 9 and a bit laps on these softs. These guys came in, it was lap 3 or lap 4. That's when the safety car came out, so I don't know about these mediums.
Oh, sorry, Spilly and Wafer going side by side. They nearly made contact. There did look like Wafer just lagged to the left a little bit, or he may even just weave, to be honest, and he's going to go back up into P9 because I think Spilly dived down the inside of him heading into turn 1, so that battle will rain on for a couple more laps time. Sorry about that.
No, you're right. I'm just looking at it now, and Spilly just had a moment at the end of the S's. Back end stepped out. It's now dropped him back a couple more tenths into the heavy braking zone of turn 11. But yeah, you don't want to go side by side through sector 1, as Gaming Wafer weaves hard to the left to try and break the toe of Spilly. But Spilly with the DRS. He hasn't chucked up the ERS, interestingly enough. But yeah, look at how much time he gained. He's now right back up, Gaming Wafer's gearbox. It's going to be a nice scrap here for P9. Very, very nice. And also the Alphas have caught up to the back of the very lazy tail and Romy Alonso as well. So we've got a battle for P5 at this stage. Very good stuff indeed. So
yeah,
yes,
I'm not
Romy
sure.
Alonso leads up.
I'm not sure how these Alfa Romeo's going to go. I don't know. Andrew, Amazing Hour sends it.
Amazing Hour? That is a ballsy move into turn 1 and well conducted in the end.
I'm not sure if you pointed it out as well, but Amazing Hour's actually got ahead of Mackenzie as he gets himself a 3-second penalty.
There we go.
So never mind.
Right, with very few laps to go, I better check the penalty. So Aaron's got 3. Aaron's got 3. 40's got none.
Let's have a quick look here. So the two Alphas at the moment have 14 seconds between themselves and the leaders. So It could come to them still. There's still a couple of laps remaining in the Grand Prix, but it's going to be a bit hard for them, to be honest.
The Alphas are on 3 seconds each.
Oh, he's gone! It's Billy! Who was that? Tao. Mackenzie's
Tao and
gone.
Mackenzie have had a big one, a massive accident.
On my screen...
12, I was in the pause menu, but I managed to see it. It's quite faint, but it's still there.
Okay,
And that's your pole sitter with a red wing. That's undoubtedly a red wing. Oh, no.
Okay, so I think Tao's disconnected. Because Tao was weaving all over the straight for me. And I think Tao's glitched out.
Too.
I think Tao's glitched out because if you spectate him, he's everywhere at the moment, so...
Oh,
yeah.
no. Oh, no.
Yeah. Plebs is also retired, so do we see a safety car? 6 retirements now from the US Grand Prix. Yeah, Tao was glitching everywhere, but he's still going to have to take the blame for it, I believe.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's on an AI
He
at the
hasn't
moment.
retired yet. That's good to see.
So can you just...
Retired,
I feel like this is another glitch that we had in Pacific Series. Can you go have a look at Tao? Is his acceleration for you like an AI? Or is he driving real slow for you as well? Or is he pushing?
No, I saw he left the session. So an AI has taken control of that
I didn't
car.
see that on my screen. Alright, never mind. Okay, so yeah, an AI is controlling Tao.
That's very much AI behaviour. If you watch that throttle input and the brake input, that's AI going through. But yeah, I saw that when I was in the pause menu because there's a bit of transparency between the menu and the actual race. And yeah, dearie me, it's amazing how it makes a move on Alonso when he moves himself into P5. 3 yellows. Oh my word, Rudy's retired from the session as well. So we're only going to have 12 finishes.
7 retirements from 19 drivers.
Oh.
Look, I've said this, I've brought this up a couple of times. I've actually asked if I can do like a race com. I've actually asked that, but the problem is that I won't be able to stream then. Like, it would have to be you, and I think we kind of want the overlays.
Yeah,
and
I've already tried that, and for some reason, on these days, it keeps wanting to cut out. So
yeah,
as Tal has rejoined the session. So. Oh, and 40! How on earth have you done that? He did that into turn 3.
Turn 3?
I kid you not. Yeah, the first little left kink into turn 3. He was on the outside and he got a good enough run and he got past Aaron. It was a very nice move. Don't worry, I'll clip it. I'll make sure I'll show that. That was a very nice move from 40. He's now moved himself into the lead of this race. Aaron with DRS enabled. He's chucked it up into mode 4, into overtake. Oh, here we go. Down the inside into turn 12 and retakes the lead. A very nice scrap at the moment between the silver arrows and the pink Mercedes. P1 and P2 and 3.7 seconds back to Zach. Quite surprising to see that Zach hasn't really been involved for the lead of this race.
Well, he did start from P8, so.
But knowing Zach, he's quite the naturally aggressive driver. He gets through the field, or tries to. Yeah. He ends up usually battling quite hard for the lead, but yeah, it just hasn't been anywhere for him this race.
Kevin, can you clarify, please? Because I have 2 things in my head that I'm thinking that you're talking about. But we're going to go back to this battle real quick, because 40's making another move on Aaron. Down the inside, he goes into turn 1, but he's really hot. I think Aaron's going to get the under and over done. No, he's not, unfortunately. So Aaron's going to slot back behind. But curving, I think you have 2 things at the moment. Like, I have 2. I'm trying to think of the word. Oh, I have 2 things it could be that I think you're thinking of. But can you clarify? Anyway, continue on.
Yes. At the moment, the only battle worth talking about is the battle for the lead. Everyone else is seemingly in their own little world as Mackenzie sets a new fastest lap. A 1 minute 35.193, as you'd expect, as he's on 2-lap-old medium tyres. Here we go, Aaron once again, DRS, he's chucked it up into overtake, down the inside into turn 12. It's a carbon copy from last lap at 40. Can he get the run? He does, but he's on the outside, and it's not a great place to be, but he holds it there. into turns 14 and 15. He still holds it there down the inside. Very nice stuff between these two. And Aaron retakes the lead into the long right-handers of 16, 17 and 18. Very, very nice stuff. I'm sure 40's going to counter-attack into turn 1 using the DRS. Here we go. Through the final corner. Let's see. I think Aaron gets the better exit though. But 40 with that DRS that he isn't using, I think.
Oh, sends it.
Oh,
he's running way too deep.
Oh! Yeah. Oh, he's sideways. He's very sideways.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's always going to happen.
Overshot that by a mile. Oh, no. Has 40 just lost this race? Just there. That was a big moment. And his temperatures are all over the place, too. Oh, no.
Surprised.
No.
Banana, I didn't ask you. I asked Irving. Sorry, continue.
Oh, it's a very nice battle, mate. 1 second, now 9/10 of a second. Mackenzie sets a new fastest lap. Tao then just obliterates it on the soft, so 33.6. 40, he's hanging in there desperately. He's got DRS.
He's not using it.
He's not. You know what? I reckon he's got a DRS failure.
I don't know. It's hard. No, because it still doesn't show up normally. If you have a DRS failure, it doesn't show up at the bottom right. I've seen this from 40 a couple of times. Like, it's just random points where I feel like he doesn't use the DRS. So if he finishes on the podium, we can ask him. So in post-race interviews, so we can ask him
because you should use your DRS because I mean, yeah,
100% you would.
Don't gain up on someone as quickly, but you're dumping ERS. You might as well just open it the DRS and chuck it down into North. Oh, and sideways again from 40 at the final turn. Now he's out of DRS range, so I can't tell whether or not he has it. But I think he might have a DRS failure. I think. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see.
Just, you guys are hopeless. Never. Sorry, I'm not talking to you.
Got plenty of activity in the chat, it seems.
Yeah, I'm talking to these kids in the chat. They're just...
Oh, dear me.
No IQ. Minimal IQ.
Unfortunately, it seems this race is done. Swaggy 3 seconds. Righto. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't considered something. Let's see. Aaron, still 3 seconds. 40. Still 2 warnings. Zach has got 6. Right. So, 40 is still in with a shot of winning this race. All he needs to do is stay within 3 seconds of Aaron and make sure he doesn't get one more warning. As soon as he does, then they're on equal terms with 3 seconds apiece. At the moment, even though I think Aaron's a quicker car, if 40 can just keep up with him, stay within 3 seconds and not get a warning, he can still win this race.
There's only 3 laps remaining.
Here we go. But everyone else seems to be in their own little world at the moment. All big gaps, or big enough gaps between each other. Zach is gaining.
He is.
Interestingly.
Maya TT? Is that it, Banana? Rain? Maya TT. I think that's it, Banana.
It's starting to rain.
Oh, it is, it is, 100%. I just saw it.
Oh my word. So, these guys are really old mediums and they're going to be tiptoeing everywhere as 40 has a massive moment. How on earth did you recover that, son? I think that's turn 6. Oh, that's a massive, massive moment indeed. Oh, as Alonso gets 3 seconds. Oh no. The midfield is just going to be a mess.
Yes.
People jumping up and down the leaderboard. Those are penalties, dear me. Zach, he's now within a second, but he wasn't within a second at the DRS detection line, so he won't get it this lap, but he's using everything that he's got to try and keep up with 40 and try and attack 40. We go through the second sector. And Swaggy's in this as well, but I'm sure he's got plenty of penalties if My memory serves me correct. Oh, he's got plenty of penalties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 15 seconds. He did exactly what I did. 15 seconds worth of penalties. Hearing me.
Yep. So
more stuff.
So did you? Oh, look at that. That's a little bit wide there from Zach. But anyway, we'll continue on. So did you say that everyone else didn't have any penalties? So the top three didn't have penalties.
Aaron's got 3. Fordy's got none. Zach has got 3. Or as he has a little look in the heart and gets another.
Jesus.
Oh wait, no, he had 6. So that's 9 seconds now for Zach. Swaggy's got 15. Amazing Hour, I think, still only has 3. He does. He still only has 3. Romy Alonso, oh dear me, 8 seconds, 11, 14 seconds. Wogboy, 6 seconds. So pretty much the only driver here who hasn't got a penalty is 40 at this stage. So at the moment, he's going to win this race. It's going to be back-to-back wins for Racing Point here in the Masters Championship, it seems.
All right, cheers,
Zach,
Texan.
he's still
Sorry.
He's gaining and gaining and gaining into the braking zone of turn 12. Mackenzie gets another 3 seconds to his own, as Dr. Dre gets another 3 seconds to his own. Okay then. Just got to remind myself of the penalties just to make sure. Yep, it's 3 seconds. Nothing. 9 seconds. Yep. Right. That's the top 3.
Interesting.
Aaron on 3 seconds. 40 on 9.
He's about to start the final lap.
If he can just have a clean lap, he's done it.
Zach's got another.
Oh, so he is pushing like crazy to try and overtake 40.
Bot. Anyway.
Here we go. Lap 28 of 28. The final lap of the American Grand Prix in the Masters Championship. At the moment, 40's got this. He just needs a clean lap to string it all together, and he's got the win. But as soon as he gets a warning, one warning, that's it. Aaron gets the win.
He literally doesn't have to push at the moment. He can just sit. He's comfortably within 3 seconds. He just needs to not even touch the curbs, even just drive. Oh, he's good! He's good!
He did it! Oh my goodness me! It has happened on the last lap of the race in the second sector. He has cut the corner too much. He has gathered a warning. That is 3 seconds. Aaron will get this win. Unless anything happens to Aaron. I can't believe it.
Is Aaron on his last warning?
He had it in the bag.
What warning's Aaron on?
Just check. 2. If he gets one more, that's another 3 seconds.
Zero pressure, Aaron. There is zero pressure. So 40 can technically cut 2 more corners. 40 can cut 2 more corners here and get away with it.
He can.
But there's nowhere else to really cut.
Where can Aaron get a penalty? Maybe the final turn if he cuts
penultimate
too
even.
much?
Penultimate if you run too wide.
Yeah, of course. If you run too wide, track extend. This is it.
Zero
it's
pressure.
all up to Aaron.
Oh.
No pressure at all, mate.
Alright, he'll be right.
He's taken the final corner perfectly. Here we go. Is this it? Has he done it? He has! He's done it! On the last lap, he has won the American Grand Prix. 40 and P2.
How does Zachary come home P3 still?
Andrew! Just vaults up the leaderboard.
Yikes.
With only 3 seconds worth of penalties. He finishes in 3rd place and recovers for Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, but that strategy definitely wasn't the right one for Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I think Alfa shot themselves in the foot, really.
Boy P7. P8 will be Spilly, and they're still swapping positions here, Spilly and Wafer. They've been at it all race, and it looks like Spilly's going to get the little win out of that battle there in the end. P8 he will take home. P9 will be the gaming Wafer, and rounding out your top 10 will be Mackenzie Stewart McKenzie, whatever you're going to call it. After that little incident there with Tao will come home P11. I think that's the Ghost car still, and then Dr. Dre will come home. Position 12.
I think. I'll make sure I save this footage just to make sure in regards to Tal with him finishing. But I think he did. I think he rejoined the session and finished this race. And Dr. Dre will come home in P12. I can't believe that. 40 had it in the bag. And he just cut one turn a bit too much. And that was it. That was it.
All over.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. 40
He's
would
gonna
be
not be happy.
kicking himself. Oh, but well done, Aaron. Like, those two up front really did drive superbly well, both Aaron and 40. They matched each other all the way through the race. And then just 40, he had it. He had
In the
it.
bag. Get in the bag.
He had 2 more sectors to get through. He just cut one turn too much. I believe it's turn 9. Just before the left-hand kink into the hairpin of turn 11. Oh, and he just cut it a little bit too much, and that was it. Oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear. Oh, but what a race. What a race. Billy, no penalties. Well done from him. I'll just make sure I'll get all the incidents. You can run through the finishing order if you like.
Sure. So Aaron L3F4 takes the win for Mercedes-AMG, takes that streak off 40-22 here for the pink Mercedes team in P2. P3 will be out for a mayor of Amazing Hour. P4, Zach Crichton. P5, Swaggy. Romy Alonso, P6. P7, Wogboy. P8, Slippy. P9, the Gaming Wafer. And rounding out your top 10 will be Stuart McKenzie after that little incident with Very Lazy Tool in P11. P12 will be Dr. J, the last of the finishers in this Grand Prix. But we're going to now try and get a couple of people into the stream so we can get some interviews going for you guys, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Just give me 1 second and I will invite everyone. There you go, mint. Alright, so give me 1 second and I will invite everyone. Stay tuned.
Righto, ladies and gentlemen, we have got the top 3 drivers from today's Grand Prix in the commentary box with us. Aaron, 40 and F1 Amazing Hour. First of all, congratulations to all 3, a very fine race indeed. I guess we'll start off with our race winner, Aaron. First of all, congrats with the win, but in those dying laps, did you have any idea that 40 had no penalty at all? And were you kind of dreading that when I cross the finish line, I'm just going to end up in second anyway?
Yeah, I accepted it with probably about 2 laps to go. I know Zach was trying to catch up to him, try and overtake him and just slow him down a bit. But I pretty much gave up on that last lap. I'm like, nah, he's got it easy. So I was just chilling, just made sure I didn't want to spin it. And then I hear from Bailey, because I was in the same party as him. He said, oh no. That's awkward. And then down the straight, I check, and then like, holy, he has 3 seconds worth, and I just had to keep on the track, and yeah.
Oh, dearie me, because, yeah, we'll get on to 40 in just a minute, but stick with you. How was the race for you as a whole, including qualifying and the race?
Qualifying was good. It was decent. I think I could have done a bit better. Maybe got Macca, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter in the end now. Don't know. The race was very conservative. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get any penalties or warnings or whatever. And when I got my first penalty, I was like, damn it, like that sucks. But I kept it conservative. I did everything I could to try and get Bailey a penalty. And then he got it, and then that was the end result.
Well, thank you very much, Aaron. 40. How do I put it? You were looking like you were going to take that coming into the last lap. Could you believe it that you just slipped up one little bit and it cost you so much?
Mate, I had taken that same line for I think about every single lap in the race, and on the final lap, I copped the penalty from it. I mean, every lap I'm risking that warning, I guess, but it couldn't have come at a worse time, really. So, guess you just got to cop it. That's what you get. That's the risk you take when you take different lines that exploit limits to a degree. So, I can't really complain with it too much. I got what I deserved, I think, and to come out P2, I'm still pretty happy with anyway.
How was your race as a whole, battling with Aaron throughout the whole thing? Was it good between you fellas, or did the race go as planned as well?
I don't know. At the start, we knew we had to try to keep those two alphas separated, because otherwise they could have definitely worked together and escaped the rest of the field. So I guess until then it was just managing with what they were doing. Throughout the middle stint again, I knew what Aaron was going to try and do, push me back into Zach a little bit, and thankfully I don't think Zach had the pace tonight that we did, so I was able to follow pretty easily. And then towards the end there, I had my DRS stuck open for a couple of laps when it started raining, so I fell off Aaron quite a bit there, and thankfully it came back. It closed again when Zach got right up behind me, so I was able to push forward again and catch Aaron up a little bit. But overall it was a pretty tactical race, I think. I don't think anyone really actually pushed to a major amount. We all kind of, just maintained where we were. So, I enjoyed it, and I'll take P2.
So you did get some sort of mechanical fault during that racing?
I had DRS stuck open for about 3 or 4 laps. Probably would have been about 3 laps towards the end, and I lost DRS in the middle stint as well to Aaron. So had 2 issues with the racing point, but it was
okay.
I was able to stick around with Aaron, so it didn't really affect me too much in the end. I think it was just the penalty.
Righty, very much 40. And finally, F1 Amazing Hour. Congratulations on the P3. Before we probably get to the big question, it was good to see you and Macca working together so superbly in qualifying and at the start of the race. Was that the plan right from the get-go, as soon as you two joined up in the lobby? Just work together, get yourself on the front.
The plan was at the start, if I'm honest. We weren't too focused on the race, obviously, to start off with. We wanted to be on the front 2 rows. Obviously, front row lockout would have been ideal, which was luckily what we ended up with. So that was kind of the first box ticked for us. We were happy with that. And then I got a pretty shit start. My reaction to the lights was just nowhere near good enough, and that allowed Aaron to get a run on me, and tried to fend him off, but, a little bit of contact through the S's, but that stuff happens, and he was able to get through, which was fair enough. There's nothing wrong with what happened there. And then safety car come out, no idea what for, but then that kind of screwed both me and Macca up royally, and it was basically a comeback drive from there on. I'm pretty happy with P3, to be honest, but seems to be a common trait in this league. I think the last 2 or 3 races I've finished T3, so I can't finish any higher and I can't finish any lower.
Well, consistency is king, and
that is true.
But also, in regards to that safety car, what was the reason for you and Macca to stay out rather than try and get a free pit stop?
We just didn't think tyres would make it to the end. As soon as we spent the entire lap basically just thinking about what we were going to do, because we knew that we had a feeling that the likes of Aaron, Bailey, Zach, and probably majority of the drivers that were behind us were probably going to peel in. And we were talking to each other, and I just said to him, I said, well, do we risk it or not? And he goes, no, he goes, I'm staying out. And I said, okay, well, I'll just follow you then, since you're supposedly the number one. And yeah, next time he can keep his ideas to himself.
But still, you recovered to finish in P3. Yes, it was because of penalties, but still a fantastic result, and a fantastic result for the Alpha team as well, to show where you are as a team when you work together. It's absolutely superb stuff. And again, congratulations to all three drivers. A very nice race indeed. As Fordy said, it wasn't a lot of pushing, it was just a lot of good driving, I think. But yeah, Expert, got anything to add on that? Any questions?
Nah, not really. All my questions have been answered. So, yeah, good job, guys, I guess.
Thank you.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome, Aaron.
Come on, Expert, send us out.
Alright, sorry, I'm half asleep at the moment. Thank you guys for watching the stream.
After that, get stuffed.
What?
He's already done a stream, leave him alone.
No, it's past my bedtime, relax. Alright? I'm busy. Alright. Thank you guys for watching the stream. Dynamic Nights Esports Master Tier. Round 10 at the USA. I'm not too sure where the next round is. I'll quickly confirm that for you right now. So the next round will be in Mexico. Mexico. For round 11 of the Master Tier. So.
Wait a minute. Just a quick thing to all three drivers. Were you surprised about Swaggy?
Oh, finishing? Or...
No,
he's had a qualifying ban.
He didn't know.
He has a Q ban.
No clue.
Yeah.
It didn't come as a surprise.
So he's, at the end of qualifying, Tail's like, oh, they were in the same party, and Tail's like, oh, you've actually got a qualifying ban. He's like, oh, did I? Someone's got to tell me, because I don't check Discord.
Righto. So the decision has been made, I think,
he'll take it at the next
to
two rounds.
move his qualifying ban, to Mexico and Monaco.
Because he had two. He had two qualifying bans, so he was always going to do Mexico.
Yeah.
And then, so now he's going to do Mexico and then also Monaco.
Monaco hurts. Wow.
Yeah. So.
Do you think that's a fitting enough thing for the admins to do? Or
don't really
think
care.
there should be more?
Yeah.
He didn't know, so...
Yeah.
Move it a race later, that seems fair.
Well, the race after Mexico is Monaco, so getting a qualifying ban there will be quite the punishment, I have to say. But yeah, I think that's it. I think all the hot topics covered.
Yep, I'm pretty cool. You guys have any questions for each other? Aaron, do you want to talk shit about anyone?
Yeah, go on. You know you want to.
Unlucky Bailey. Take the L.
Oh.
No, I'm not an arsehole.
Slut.
I won't, especially on stream.
Alright.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, wait till the stream's ended and then you'll talk more shit. Yeah. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Expert. Thank you, Smeg, again for joining me in the commentary box yet again.
Oh, it's been very nice to join in and watch some very nice racing.
Well, I think it's mainly
Hopefully
me joining
we'll
you in
get
the
some
commentary
more.
box, to be honest. I think it's me joining you.
No,
Anyway, thank you guys for watching the stream.
We're a team, we work together. And same with all the people watching.
You commentate,
Your
I click
opinions are
buttons.
always important, except for Alcatraz. He can just shut up.
Yeah, true.
So-
Let's block him. Anyway. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Expert. Thank you, Smeg, for joining me. Thank you, and congratulations to the top 3 for joining for some post-race interviews. And we will see you guys next time.